browsing video here today. I'm going to be browsing Tubi here tonight. I do like Tubi quite a bit. They got some random shit on here. If you're like looking for an older movie or a lot of shows, you'll find it on Tubi. Right now they have the featured movies here. And Tubi's free. My friend's like, would you pay $2 or $10 a year for Tubi? I was like, yes, I would. I personally watch a lot of paranormal documentaries on here, alien type stuff. I've watched like Garfield and Friends, the cartoon, the Transformers cartoon from the 80s. They got G.I. Joe on here. But there's apparently a Katie Holmes movie called Miss Meadows. Justice is Sweet. The Resurrection of Charles Manson. This is new. 2023. That was a Twilight Zone, but I guess Forrest Whitaker hosted it. This was 2002. I didn't know this was around in 2002. I didn't realize they made like another version. V. That was the second V. The first one I think was in the 80s. I think they're like lizard people, right? Like they pull off their faces and they're like lizards. Terrifier 2. I'm pretty sure I've seen the first one. It was over the top type shit, gory and stuff. Not like, I don't know. When it comes to movies, and people are always like, oh my god, it's like so, incredible and violent and stuff. It's like, it was interesting and sure, and the guy is creepy, but movies don't do that for me. I'm like really like, oh god, it's on such another level. But I'm pretty sure I didn't see the second one. The first one, he's like stalking a woman early on, right? Like, I forget. I've definitely seen it, but it could have been like 5 years ago. I have to see if it's on here and see when it came out. Oh, they got the Scooby-Doo movies from the 70s. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I saw this in the theater. I think I saw The Secret of the Ooze in the theater as well. And Inglourious Bastards. So they have movies that are actually legitimately good. And cult classics such as like a Terrifier 2, Terrifier, stuff like that. And they got the recommended stuff, so now you're going to see like Haunted Homes and Ghost Chasers, Ghost Dimension, Dark Territory, Most Haunted, which I think was exposed as being fake. Most of them probably are, but I think they got caught like repeatedly. Ghost Stories, Paranormal Encounters. There's Bigfoot in Georgia. And they do have originals. Here's a Tubi original, Trinket Box. Ghost Vlogs. Room 237's documentary on The Shining. Here's Baywatch. Oh, they have channels now too. So if you go to this Baywatch channel on, it's just going to be Baywatch stuff. And they have a Haunt TV, which is the paranormal stuff. Mystery Science Theater 3000. Here's documentary. All the Possessed is a documentary, apparently. This is where I watched the 411 Missing and then 411 The Haunted documentaries about disappearances in the woods and stuff. I think they were originally on. They might still be on Amazon, but those are actually really good. And legitimately like creepy too. How these people, some people just like disappear out of thin air. H.H. Holmes stuff. Yeah, there's the Missing 411. The first one. They got one on witchcraft here. Book of Secrets. It's here's a Tubi original scariest places in America. At least in my continued watching. There's Garfield and Friends. Oh, I got a couple Super Mario things on here too. Yeah, there's a bunch of UFO stuff here. The Montauk Chronicles. The Montauk Chronicles. And I think they also have Incident at Montauk, which is like a POV horror movie, but the Montauk Chronicles is interesting because it's actually it's a Long Island thing. It says one part investigation, one part character study of four men who claimed to be survivors of an alleged secret government mind control program. That was the thing out in Montauk. They said they were like kidnapping kids and everybody else and like doing all types of experiments on them and stuff. That's out all the way out of Montauk, which is probably about my friends tell me to watch this movie, and I keep forgetting to. Super Dark Times. That's on here as well. They have a ton of paranormal stuff. There's some mystery shit, which is unsolved mysteries is everywhere. The music for that song used to creep me out when I was a kid, and Robert Stack was like the perfect host. Like he'd make someone steal a stick of gum seem like it was the creepiest thing ever. Like it was so scary. You'd be like, oh my god. Oh, like they have beyond belief. Fact or fiction. I used to watch this back in the day. I believe it was Josh Brolin's dad. James Brolin hosted, I think, for maybe a year, and then Jonathan Frakes. And I used to like it because some of it was like, so unbelievable. It was kind of funny, like the reenactments. Some of that was creepy as well. And now I've been seeing these been going on for like 3 or 5 years, but these Jonathan Frakes like meme videos on YouTube, which are hilarious. A lot of Scooby-Doo is on here as well, including the original. Oh, here's a great one. I originally watched this on Amazon back in, it would have probably been 2015 or 16. Hell House LLC. There are 3 of them now. I believe there's at least 3. The second one's cool. The third one's alright. The first one is, I love the first one. I tell you right here, 5 years after the deadly opening night of a Halloween attraction, a documentary film crew investigates the haunted house where it all took place. Really cool, kind of found footage type movie. It's actually really good and legitimately creepy. I check it out. Here's one that actually I didn't know about this until I watched it on here. This like predates. I mean, it's more of a movie, but it's also like kind of, filmed like, Blair Witch type. This predates Blair Witch by a little bit. Like 98. It was pretty good. It takes place like people looking for like the Jersey Devil, and you find out the person who told them about it is like killed him. I forget who killed the people. Devil's Advocate. That's actually a pretty good movie with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves. I think Charlie's Theron is it. Here's a good movie that kind of got bashed, and I think it's underrated. I saw it in the theater with my friend. As Above, So Below. Really cool movie. It takes place in they end up in the catacombs in Paris, and this crazy shit starts happening. It's actually, I really liked it, actually. As Annabelle Comes Home. Saw that one in the theater. I do like the Annabelle movies. I think they're all pretty decent. There's another movie I saw in the theater, The Bone Collector. Another good movie with Denzel Washington and Angelina Jolie. Mind Cage. We watched this somewhere else. Very basic movie. It wasn't that terrible, but it's very basic. there's a lot of Mothman stuff on here as well. There's Ace Ventura, classic. Oh wow, they got The Thing on here. They got John Carpenter's one, not the one from like the 40s. The one John Carpenter did in 82. Great movie. Everybody knows The Thing. 12 Monkeys, that's another good movie. Like I said, they got a lot of stuff on here. The good, the bad, the rest. The good, the bad, and the ridiculous is what it would be. Because I'm going to get to the ridiculous in a few minutes. Usual Suspects. The Ninth Gate, I saw it in the theater. That's another underrated movie in my opinion with Johnny Depp. It involves like the Ninth Gate's Hell or something like this book, and he's trying to get these people trying to get this book. It's like there's only 3 copies, and they're trying to like get into hell, and it's like, boy, you gotta do it. It's actually really good. Like I said, there's so much stuff here. It's ridiculous. Here's the comedy. Alf. There's a lot of scoop. I remember that movie, Weird Science. There's a Dylan Dog, Dead of Night. This is a pretty good movie with Brandon Routh. He's a supernatural private investigator. I think his buddy is like a zombie or something. It's been a while. Found footage of the series. Why does that sound familiar? Oh yeah, I was watching some of this on here. Glory, that's a really good movie as well. Battlefield Earth, not a good movie. Hannibal, that's the show, right? Yeah. Hemlock Grove's on here now. That was one of Netflix's like first shows. It wasn't their first, but I remember watching it, and it was pretty good at first, and then it kind of went downhill pretty quickly. But the first season was really cool, actually. Got Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner, not the one, the sequel. There's Transformers Armada. Oh shit! Of course, Trailer Park. That's the SwearNet show. Trailer Park Boys. Trailer Park Boys is hilarious. The Stoned Age. This is another great movie. Came out right after Dazed and Confused, but it's more of a straight comedy, and it's actually pretty funny. What's this? Harland Manor. While documenting paranormal activity inside an abandoned boarding school for wayward girls, a ghost hunting team realized they become the haunted. They always become the haunted in those shows, right? There's The Shining, Django Unchained, Twister, Shawshank Redemption, Pacific Rim. I got all the John Wicks, I guess, except the last one. I'll tell you right now, it's pretty crazy to hear. I've not seen any of the John Wicks full. I've seen parts of them, but I've never seen any full. I don't know why. I just have. Tombstone, really good movie. Caddyshack. Oh, there's Miami Vice, the show. The Visit. I thought The Visit was pretty good. Is that the... Oh, there's a 2011 prequel to The Thing. The Thing. I saw it. It was okay, but... They got a lot of Tubi originals here. Butterfly Kisses. I talked about this, I think. There's the incident in Montauk, too. It was actually... Butterfly Kisses was actually really good. Another one of those kind of POV type handheld camera movies. It's really good. I would check it out. I'll read the little synopsis here. Found footage documentary about a wedding videographer who finds two missing filmmakers whose obsession with an urban legend led to mystery, and then the guy becomes obsessed with it. It's actually really good. Check it out. It's called Butterfly Kisses. It might be elsewhere, but it's on Tubi. The Smurfs. Meet the Parents. There's some music and concert type things. Got the Doors here, Foo Fighters, Nirvana, Tina Turner. I thought this would be more concerts. It's just other random things. Prince, Fatal Secrets. That's Tubi original, apparently. Oh shit, The Edge is on here. The Edge is another cool movie. This might have been in my top 10 if I did a top 10. Oh, it's leaving soon. Damn it. Oh, New Jack City's leaving soon, too. That's a good movie with Wesley Snipes. Donnie Brasco's leaving soon. Oh, no. Commando. Oh, American Psycho's leaving. American Psycho's classic, so Silent Hill, apparently. Seed of Chucky. Oh, Free Willy. Snakes on a Plane is leaving soon, apparently. Sinister 2. They have so much shit on here, it's ridiculous. They got both Fridays, Friday and Friday after next. Deja Vu, Denzel Washington, that seems familiar. I feel like I've seen that. Oh, there's 3 Friday movies. Okay. Oh, God. My stomach just made it. House Party, that's a classic as well. Didn't they make a second one of that? No, that's the first John Wick. Inspector Gadget. Jim. They got a lot of cartoons when I was a kid that I was watching when I was younger. I wonder if, I think the Mask cartoon is on here as well. There's a Mr. Bean cartoon. I did not know that. The original Willy Wonka is on here. Horror Hunters. What is this now? I'm just like laughing seeing some of these movies and remembering them. Like Kickboxer with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I got stand-up comedy here as well. They have all types of shit. Here's British TV section. Absolutely fabulous. I have seen episodes of that, and actually it's pretty funny. I actually like a lot of British comedies. Like Peep Show is one here that's on here. That's hilarious. Spaced is another one. Black Books is hilarious. Oh, there's another one. Oh, Coupling, which was like the British kind of Friends. I think it's funnier than Friends, honestly. I didn't hate Friends, but I was not a big fan. I thought it was kind of overrated. Oh, Merlin's on here. Oh, wait, that's the Merlin with... Oh, Sam Neill, I believe. There's another Merlin show on here that was good. It's not on here. I don't know if it's on here, but it was good. first time on Tubi. Dark Side of the Ring is on here too. Alright, I'm going to search. I want to see if they still have 100 of these movies on here. It's so ridiculous. Now, I've talked about... Alright, here we go. I've talked about Amityville before. When I lived in Massapequa, Amityville is the town next to Massapequa. Everybody knows Amityville Horror, right? The movies. I personally think the house was never haunted because the people who've lived there over the years have never been anything. Anytime they film anything near there, if you watch documentaries, they always have to film next door, and there's always a cop car in front of the actual house because people don't want to be bothered with this shit anymore. I've gone past the house like 2 or 3 times, drove past. I didn't stop and gawk. It's a fucking house. There's a much better and creepier looking house in Massapequa that's also normal, but it looks awesome. Look up, people called it the Hell House in Massapequa. It is anything but. It's an awesome looking house, though. But this is how many Amityville movies. There's actually an Amityville Tubi original, which is new. Amityville: The Awakening, Amityville: Emmanuel, Amityville Scarecrow 2, Amityville 3D, which is one of the actual ones, Amityville: No Escape, Amityville: The Evil Does Escape, the Amityville Moon involving werewolves, Amityville: It's About Time, Amityville in the Hood, Amityville Karen, Amityville in Space, Amityville Dollhouse, Amityville at Mount Misery Road. I actually watched this one. They just threw the name Amityville on most of these, but Mount Misery is a kind of haunted type of thing on Long Island, Mary's grave and all shit. And they just decided to throw Amityville in there. Amityville Christmas Vacation, Amityville Cop, Amityville The Final Chapter, Amityville Toy Box. There's the Amityville Curse, that's the new one. There's the remake they made with Ryan Reynolds, Amityville Horror. There's the original, which actually is good. There's a documentary on it, Ghosts of Amityville, the Amityville Terror, the Amityville Asylum, Amityville Theater, the Amityville Curse, Amityville Uprising. I gotta see what this is about. This, I don't even know. This is about, like, acid rain that melts human flesh and reanimates the dead. I don't know if they just threw the Amityville on that as well. Now, the best part is here, the Amityville Exorcism as well, Amityville Horrors. They also have them in Spanish as well. So there's another one that's the Isle of Amityville, which is a shark that's apparently possessed as well. I feel like they're actually missing some, which is kind of funny. I probably just rattled off like 15 to 20 of these fucking things. Amityville Hex, Amityville Witches, Amityville Poltergeist. I don't know what the obsession is with Amityville and how it holds any weight in terms of having to make 900 movies. And the best is I watched one where it's like in like the secluded like Long Island town, and the movie was clearly filmed in like Arizona or California because they're in the desert and there's mountains. I'm like, yeah, that looks nothing like Amityville. Looks like Amityville does not have mountains. That's not a desert. Surprisingly, Amityville 2 is not on here. But I never. Oh, maybe it is. Is that the Amityville 2? No, that isn't either. No, that's 1990. I just had to go to that too because it's so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. Let's go to some horror movies in the categories real quick and then I'll end it. I literally can come on Tubi 900 times. They have the categories they have are insane. Highly rated on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, what? See if there's any good ones I can find here. A lot of this is the same documentary shit. Day of Disappearance. This was another one I watched maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. It's another good one. Check this one out. I'll give you a little synopsis here. In September of 2019, a young man started a YouTube vlog. 3 months later marked the last video on the account. That was the last time he was seen. This is it's interesting, and it has some legitimately creepy parts in it as well. That's a good one. Day of Disappearance. It's on Tubi. It's probably elsewhere also. Come on, let's find some other ones here. The Innkeepers. That's another underrated horror type, not found footage, but horror-ish paranormal movie. That's another good one. Doctor Sleep. I love Doctor Sleep. I don't know, I really enjoy that movie. They actually have the Curse of the Blair Witch fake documentary they made before the movie came out, which was incredible marketing. This is The Shining classic. Oh, they have this movie Rewind on here. I was telling my friend about this the other day. The synopsis actually makes sense, even though it's like one sentence. 2 men went searching for ghosts, but they found themselves instead. It's a movie where they go searching for stuff, ghosts or whatever, and then they start seeing themselves, and they start killing themselves. There's like endless amounts of them. It's interesting. I'm surprised Nicolas Cage doesn't have his own NBA Finals. What's that? I gotta go look at that in a sec. Looks like you got Terrifier 2 on here, Van Helsing. That one was alright. Oh, they have the first Terrifier. Yeah, I've seen this one. It came out in 2016. Alright. Final Destination, Child's Play 2, which has some classic lines in it. Shut up and drive before I kick your fucking teeth in. Silent. I thought the first Silent Hill movie was pretty good. It had the feel of Silent Hill down. Some of it was stupid, like they had to throw in Pyramid Head because everybody loves Pyramid Head. Fright Night, the remake. That was a good remake. The Poughkeepsie Tapes is a good movie too. Good found footage movie. The Craft. Oh, they do have Candyman on here. Nice. Here's 2 great movies. You have Candyman, fucking classic. Awesome. That's probably my top 10 as well. I talked about that in my top 5 movie. The People Under the Stairs is fantastic. Another underrated horror comedy. It's really good. I got the Tremors movies on here. There's Army of Darkness, it's a classic. That's the 3rd Evil Dead. The Bye Bye Man kind of sucked. ATM was a pretty good movie. These 3 people get trapped in an ATM because this guy set it up that way. There's the original Fright Night. Creepshow 2, nice. There's the first Tremors, classic. Alright. Oh, alright, before I end it, I want to look at that, Can I find another classic horror movie? No. Oh, no. I want to go to NBA Finals and see what this actually is. The NBA Finals section is just basketball movies. I thought it was going to be like NBA stuff, and there's some NBA stuff here, but you have White Men Can't Jump, Hoosiers, He Got Game, Hoop Dreams is a really good documentary. That's an older one. There's a Dirk Nowitzki movie, documentary, I guess. Winning Season was a good movie with Sam Rockwell. I think Emma Roberts is in it too. Alright, I expected more from that. nice cartoon movie on here. That was actually pretty good. Anything else? There's so much. Oh, Phantasm. I wonder if they have Phantasm Ravager. That might be the last one. I don't know if they have the other ones. I don't feel like looking them up. But the first Phantasm is a fucking sci-fi horror classic. Awesome movie. Second one's pretty good. I kind of have a soft spot for most of them, but some of them get stupid. Cube. It's another good movie. Oh, it's Cube Zero, actually. I don't know if I've seen Cube Zero. I've seen Cube and Cube 2 Hypercube. I know for sure. Alright, anyway. I could browse Tubi all day and night. But it's just like I said, browsing Tubi and mentioning, talking about some movies. And thanks for checking us out. Have a good day.